Hey guys, yeah, sorry about the screen. Here we go. I wanted to leave it on the change team screen to automatically skip any replays. That's why I didn't click on spectate. So I was AFK. If I go AFK, I'm going to leave it on the change team screen every time, just for your guys' information. So we got 2 scrims. We got this one. This is really last minute. I actually didn't know these 2 teams were scrimming until CJ's chat told me. So I asked if I could hop in. So thank you to G2 and Ground Zero for letting me jump in this one at the last minute. What happened for the first goal? Who owned gold? Was it an OCE own goal? Dries got the credit, but we all know Dries didn't score. He's jet lagged, so no shot did he score a goal. Probably an own goal. Jazzo, who was it? I heard that Dries was like sleeping on the chair just minutes ago. I heard that he was like passed out. How's he doing? Hey Squeeze, thanks for the 7-month tier 1. I appreciate that. I watched some Ground Zero versus Endpoint scrims yesterday, and Ground Zero looked pretty good. They look pretty organized. The only problem for them is that they don't look like they can really cause too many problems for a very organized defense. It looked to me like Endpoint were just defending. They were just kind of chilling, sitting back and letting GZ do what they want, just to see what they could do. And GZ, I think, won a few games, but right after that, Endpoint hopped into a scrim against Dig and actually started challenging in the midfield and looked a whole lot better. I'm kind of curious to see what G2 do here. Will they give the same kind of space? It's unlikely because G2 are a bit more aggressive than Endpoint. They like to just attack, and Endpoint are quite happy to play on the back foot on occasion. Yeah, if Ground Zero are going to cause problems for EU and NA teams, they're going to have to start being a bit more aggressive. They're going to need to start popping off mechanically. We need to see that from Amphis especially. He's been touted as a mechanical player in this team. Right, let me ready up here, then I've got to be right back again. I just boiled the kettle. What? I missed another goal? I wasn't even gone for that long. How am I missing all these goals? I really didn't want to misclick join team there. I'm always paranoid, even in RLCS, I'm always paranoid that's going to happen. Like my mouse is just going to move and I'm going to join one of the teams when I click on spectate. It hasn't happened before. Wait, has it? I feel like I've done that in a tournament, but I don't think it was RLCS. Yeah, G2 are in Sweden. They are. What was the first goal of this game like? Amphis probably trying to clear that to the other posts over the top of the box, but he's accidentally centered it. Yo, Poke, thanks for 65 months of tier 1. That's absurd. You couldn't see it? Oh, that's unfortunate. Tartani, thanks to the 34-month prime, and Sly Ride, thanks to the brand new tier 1. I appreciate that. Torres beats it in the corner. You had no touches to clear. Look at Jazza with the commentary. Very efficient text commentary there. Just getting the point across. Any games played before this one? It's 1-0. I could put a scoreboard overlay on this, but I don't know if we should. So I mean, it's a bit too serious vibes for a scrim. People will be like, "Oh, it's a show match." That's a nice finish. Somebody's got to be challenging this for GZ. Where's the boost on these guys? Yeah, we got Amphis and Torsos both back. Nobody challenging. Sorry for watching that replay, but I did have to see this. Yeah, it's G2 1-0. I could put like small text on the screen. Like this. I'll just put like a little bit of text next to the boost over there. That's the Rizzo overlay? You call it the Rizzo. Hey, I had this overlay for years. I was I was the original terrible production quality stream. I don't want that taken away from me. Ooh! Oh my goodness, is everybody gonna skip this? Everybody's skipping every replay. We can't even watch Amphis scoring on G2. I was gonna watch that one if somebody else watched it with me, but they didn't want to. That's what GZ, that's what OCE needs. They need to threaten the pop-off. Because that's what's been lacking from what I've seen. They look pretty organized, they look pretty disciplined. But yeah, they need to threaten pop-offs. Or else they're not gonna get the respect of the EU and NA teams. Oh dear. Okay, that's a no goal by Express. Okay, I'll skip it. Get on the wrong side of that one by just a little bit. It was a really nice rebound, actually. A pretty sick read by Express there. This is live, yeah. Ooh. Okay, they're giving Amphis way too much space here. G2 need to step it up in the midfield. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose. I don't know if they're kind of doing what Endpoint did yesterday, just standing off the midfield, letting GZ do their thing, just so they can kind of figure out what are GZ about. You know, what are these guys going to do? Dries still in US West with that read. Oh, there, okay. JNaps did read that pass. He's been awake for 20 hours. I believe it, I believe it. I've been telling people coming into this LAN that US West, or traveling US West to Europe is not fun. It's really not fun. Chair naps are huge though, I will say. Chair naps can be MVP. Oh, Chicago a little bit out of position. Yeah, you guys did a good job getting out early, Jazzo. That was smart, because Dries is the player and the person who will have the worst time with jet lag, probably, just because he has to travel 3 additional time zones and a whole lot of distance. So this is really good for G2 that they're out early, just to get acclimatized with the region. They're out like a whole week early, more than a whole week early before the actual tournament starts. That's massive, really massive for G2. The other NA teams, not boot camping, they won't have as bad of a time because they are all East players. Actually, Complexity aren't technically East, they're all Central, aren't they? That was a nice back pass by Amphis, actually. They're all Central technically because they're in Mexico, so maybe they should have moved out. I don't know how bad the jet lag is going to be coming over from Mexico to Sweden. Do I know who's boot camping already? So I know the teams. Well, the only teams I know who are already in Sweden are both of the OCE teams. That's Ground Zero and Renegades. Furia are already there as well, and so are G2, obviously. So we're going to be seeing Furia versus Endpoint right after this scrim. We'll see how they're doing. I did talk to Scrub, though. I think they either... Oh, yeah, Envy's there, too. You're right. Yep, Envy are there. Digger there. Oh, yeah, Dignitas. But yeah, Dignitas, they're European, so, you know, it doesn't really affect them, really, to go boot camp in terms of time zones. The only thing that it will affect is the in-person synergy, because they'd never done that before. I should be saving replays here so I can watch something when I'm quarantining in the hotel. I'm trying to gather as much in the way of like international replays so I can do a bit of studying of teams before the LAN. See what teams are practicing, see what they're trying to do. SRG, I don't think they're in Sweden yet. I think they go out this Friday. But they are boot camping. They're not boot camping in Sweden, they're boot camping in Saudi Arabia. They're boot camping in the Middle East. Somebody's saying Semper's there. I don't know if that's true. Maybe they are. FaZe left today. Okay. What is it with Tarsauce changing his name every single game that he plays? Somebody explain this. Also, I need to change the replay. So I'm trying to do... I keep deciding to do that at the worst possible time. Like I'm having to skip a replay and change the score of this. There we go. SSG arrived yesterday. Hilarious. So energy complexity phase, I'll leave on the 2nd. That's pretty much the latest you can leave, I believe, because you guys will be arriving on the 3rd, right, AJ? Like early morning on the 3rd is when you guys will arrive if you're leaving on the 2nd. Because you'll be flying for probably like 7 or 8 hours, probably closer to 7 hours, because flights are actually faster when they when you fly towards the west. I think because of somebody told me it's because of the Earth's rotation the flights are faster. Do we have any like physicists in chat who can confirm that? Why are flights faster when they go west and east? Is it because the Earth is spinning, or is it because like some jet stream? The Earth is flat. Okay, fair play. Fair play. It is jet stream. So I got trolled. Somebody actually debated me into thinking the Earth spins underneath the plane. Nothing to do with the rotations. So does that mean that there's only a west to east jet stream over the Atlantic, or is there a west to east jet stream around the entire globe? Does the jet stream go all the way around the Earth and all the planes are just hopping up in there like zoom, you know? OCE loves to pre-jump, by the way. If you guys want to see plenty pre-jumps, be sure to watch CJ stream Ranked. Okay, open backboard. And apparently open ground as well. I really want to watch some of these goals on replay, but I have to skip them all. I don't want to keep these guys, or change these guys' practice at all. Golden Tornado 17, thanks for the 20-month Prime, and also Brittany, thanks for the 2-month Tier 1, I appreciate that. You rarely catch live, but you enjoy the VODs, 10 out of 10 would sub again. I appreciate that. Hey, just for the record, in case anyone misunderstands that message, I do not have my VODs disabled for non-subs. My VODs are enabled for everybody. So, you guys can all watch. You don't need to sub to watch my VODs. Do you guys remember when all of the DMCA stuff was happening, and then all of these streamers on Twitch just disabled their VODs for non-subs, and they said that they were doing it because they didn't want the DMCA bots to just go through their VODs without subbing? Do you guys remember that? When I heard about this, I was thinking that is the biggest lie ever. You just want subs. Shut up. Everybody who said that, I was like, I don't believe you. Thanks for the subs anyway, though. Kelpo4, Boom Shakalaka, and GM Guest. I appreciate you guys. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back, I should say. Did DMCA get fixed? I don't think so. I think what people are doing now is you can actually listen to music on your stream, but then disable it on the VOD. So everybody's doing that now, just hoping for the best. Personally, I don't do that. I think it's a bit too risky. Oh, flip double. Oh, JNaps, let him have it. Amphis trying to pop off here. GZ are getting a lot more chances at the edge of the box than I expected. I thought G2 would be all over every infield pass and all over every air dribble, but they've actually kind of done similarly to what Endpoint did yesterday when I saw them play against Ground Zero, and that was they just let GZ come at them. This might be a strategy. Twitch just mutes music in a VOD now automatically? Really? I didn't know that. Italic, thanks for the 4-month Tier 1, and also Lawrence, thanks for the 2-month Prime, and Crame2, thanks for the brand new Prime. I think I saw Jazzo type in chat a moment ago that he said this is G2's first scrim, I believe, because they've just arrived yesterday night. Really late, I think. Did they arrive late? Maybe one person did. Is that Amfish just... What is happening? Where's the defense? Amphis, watch the replay. No! I wanted to see what happened. Don't skip. I have to, bro. Well, I don't have to. They didn't ask me to, but I'm doing it because they have been kind enough to let me join the scrim and stream it for you guys, so I'm going to skip every replay. We can save the replay though, and we can watch it later. Haha. It's just it's sort of just something you should be doing if you're streaming scrims, in my opinion. If it's a show match, then different story. That really kind of switches the control over to the broadcaster. But if it is just literally a scrim on stream, in scrims you skip every replay, so you can so you can get as many games in as possible. Oh my days. Ampus is watching it. Ampus, we love Ampus. No, he skipped. You can see the regret there as soon as... Was it Chicago who hit that? I believe it was. Just like, oh no, what have I done? Wait, let me see what Mets and Norris is saying. They chase bumps like giants with steroids. That's why it looks like no one is defending. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, it just looked like a bit of a weird play. I'm sure that G2 weren't thinking, yeah, this would be a sick position to just let our net sit wide open with Amphis behind the ball. That seems like a good idea. I'm sure that's not what happened, but because it happened off camera, it looked a bit funny. I want to see it again. Yo, what's up, Yummy? When do you leave for Sweden, Yummy? You have to travel a long way, of course. Was that a trash kickoff? Was it? Probably was. Probably was a trash kickoff. I had to look away. Oh, mind games. Am I in Sweden yet? No, I'm not going to Sweden until this Friday. So today, tomorrow, and Thursday, maybe I'll be able to stream some international scrims, if possible. It seems like teams are being a bit more content focused with the first week, like this week. Lovely by Chicago, great control. Very nicely done. Amphis wants to see it again. No, he doesn't. It was really, yeah, oh yeah, save replay, you're right. It was really good to be able to just keep control like coming out of that flip reset. Nice little ground shot by Torres. Bit too big of a challenge gap between G2's second man, third man. Third man there, going all the way to the back corner boost. If, well, it's essentially like they didn't have a third man there because they were just a bit too close. This looks a lot more... GZ look a lot better today, though, I've got to say. They actually took some games off endpoint yesterday, but I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't that impressed with what I saw from either team in that scrim, but you got to remember, scrims are not the be-all and end-all. They're pretty much just... they're entirely practice. Even on stream, scrims are still just practice. So you just watch them to see what teams are practicing and to see what kind of playstyle they're trying to work on. It's all about like, okay, where are they positioning? What sort of mechanics are they going for? Are they incorporating a lot of team plays or nah? Demo plays or nah? You know. But Endpoint versus GZ yesterday, I felt like Endpoint were just chilling. They looked like they were just vibing, just hanging out in defense and letting GZ do what they want because they weren't. It didn't look like they were that afraid of Ground Zero in the final third. But today GZ actually looked like they're making some pretty mechanical plays, so there's a reason to be afraid of them in that final third. You wouldn't want to stand back and just give free air dribbles to a player like Amphis when he's playing like he is today. Yeah, they were close games, but I felt watching them like Endpoint could have upped the tempo quite easily. They could have just started playing with a higher line, and when you do that you deny boost to the other team. It kind of turns the game into a lower boost matchup for everybody when you just challenge early in the midfield, because think about what you're doing when you challenge early in the midfield is you're not going all the way back into your half to get the corner boost there. You're just turning around in the midfield and picking up small pads most of the time. So you're actually putting yourself on lower boost, but because you're now closer to the opposition, you don't give them time either, so they also have lower boost. So everybody has lower boost if you challenge early in the midfield. I think if Endpoint did that, they would have had a better time against Ground Zero, because Ground Zero and low boost, they don't look as comfortable as they do on high boost. Sort of similar to what I've seen from Renegades. Both the OCE teams look really good when they have 100 boost. When they're full boost, they look great. When they're on low boost, they aren't as impactful as, say, a team like Dignitas, who are very good at playing with low boost. That's a nice little infield pass. Will the Swiss stage be played 1-by-1 altogether? I'm not sure. Jazza says Ground Zero trying to play ranked right now. What do you mean by that? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I was trying to think. Smooch, thanks for the 3-month tier 1. Also JP23, thanks for the 7-month prime. Oh, they're double commits. I see. Well, I think, are you talking about the double commits in defense, like on the goal line? Because I feel like it's almost time in the metagame for Rocket League that we stop calling double commits on the goal line double commits, because they're not the same, in my opinion, as a team double committing in the midfield or double committing in offense. Because when you double commit in the midfield or double commit in offense, you really are taking a completely unnecessary risk a lot of the time. Unless, of course, it's an open net or a free shot and two players decide to go for it. But when you're on the goal line, sometimes you have to just double commit because both players are covering different shots, and if they don't pre-jump, they're not going to get there. So I don't really mind seeing double commits in defense and in the goal, as long as recoveries are going to be fast. I feel like we need to have a new name for that, because double commit is always negative. Whenever you hear somebody say double commit, it's always a bad thing. But there are actually positions in defense where you should double commit. You know, and if you and your teammate who are both going or landing in different positions, and you're both landing quickly with a fair bit of boost available, it's not bad to just go, as long as both of you would be getting a good touch if you do hit the ball, if you end up being the one to go for it. Now, I'm not disagreeing with Jazzo here. I think like Ground Zero are double committing a lot, but the ones in defense I don't think are too terrible. Because you have to think about it when you're playing in defense and there's a completely free shot from close range from one of the opposing team's players. There's a high chance that they're scoring that regardless of what you do, because close shots, close accurate shots that are powerful are just going to be unsavable sometimes. So in that scenario, you have to just go. You have to just think, well, I better double commit to the top corner here, because otherwise top corner shot, which is probably about to happen, is just a goal. So we might as well double commit. And then you get mind gamed, they don't even hit the ball, and you look like an idiot. You know, you're kind of in a lose-lose situation. Either you don't go and it's in the top corner with no one in your team there to save it, or you don't, or you do go and then you get faked and now you look silly. But you just have to decide which is the higher percentage play in the moment. It looks like GZ are always pre-jumping, so you tend to get a lot of double commits in defense from them. I would expect to see the same thing out of Renegades, as OCE loves pre-jumping. Furia endpoint starts in 28 minutes, so we'll see Furia in a bit. I think I forgot to finish my train of thought earlier when I was talking about Furia. I'm not sure if Dignitas scrimmed Furia or if they just played against him in ranked, but Scrub told me that he's really impressed with Furia, so I'm excited to see them. Because I think Furia are one of the minor region teams with the highest potential for upsets. Well, I think Sandrock and Furia, in my opinion, coming into the event, will look like the most dangerous teams versus NA and EU. Just because their style of play can get you wins. You know, you might end up losing with it, but I think it's like it's a play style with a higher percentage win rate. When you play just kind of like a very standard game against a team who are just better than you mechanically, you're probably only winning 10 or 20% of the time. But when you go completely crazy and just kind of YOLO for everything, much like South American playstyle, then you give yourself a higher percentage win chance, but you also give yourself a higher percentage chance to just get swept or completely destroyed. You know, if you play a very safe strategy against a team better than you, you're not giving yourself a great chance to win unless they completely choke or throw. Then you have a great chance. But relying on that is, I think, a mistake against NA and EU teams. I doubt anybody's going to completely choke and just look awful. Scott Stotts, thanks for the 8-month prime. I appreciate that. Yeah, so far, I think the best way to beat OCE teams is just try and pressure them, deny them boost, and that's it. Because as long as they don't have boost, they don't look anywhere near as dangerous. And you can say that about a lot of teams, but some teams don't really care. If you're denying them boost, they still do fine. Oh! Looks like Dries is fine. He's adjusted. Nearly fully adjusted to the EU climate with that one. Oh, is that just in? That's actually a nice pass by JNabs there. How long are they going? They're going to be playing until the end of the hour. It's always 1 hour. Mateus, I saw that you just added me right now. That's Furia coach Mateus in chat. I don't know if I can accept that. My friends list is probably bugged right now, but I do have card, so I can get into the party for that one right after this one's finished, after this this series. I'll definitely try and get you later though. Egoed, literally not egoed. I replied. It's just my friends list is so bugged because it's always full and there's always a list of people just spam adding me. And then even if I clear the list of people spam adding me and make space on my friends list, it still won't let me accept friend requests. I don't know why. I always need to relog for it to work. That's a really good play by JNabs. I think as long as G2 do that, they really will not have many problems in this matchup. What I mean is just challenging as a team. If they can, get one early play on the ball like we just see here, and then another quick follow-up, that pretty much covers the window that Ground Zero have to work with. Because Ground Zero, a lot of the time they're going to try and make a play really quickly after a 50-50 or really quickly after the ball bounces free from a chaotic moment in the match. They try and react as fast as possible and capitalize on the chaos. So as long as you can have somebody ready to challenge the ball right after those moments, then you're going to be fine. Could no ping and LAN mess with SRG's ability to read the ball? No, that's not how it works. The difference that playing on low ping versus high ping makes is you no longer have those moments where the ball is just, well, I call it elastic banding, but that's because we don't have rubber bands, we have elastic bands. But yeah, Rocket League say rubber banding. The ball's rubber banding. When you play on low ping versus high ping, that just happens less. You don't get that kind of, ball changing its mind halfway through a 50-50, the ball changing its mind after somebody redirects it and going one way then the other way. So yeah, you just don't get rubber banding as much. So the only difference is that you can actually commit as soon as you see which way the ball is going. You know that is actually the way the ball is going. You don't need to wait and see, is the ball really going that way, or is the game just telling me that for half a second and then it's going to change its mind. Yeah, there's no ghost hits when you play on low ping compared to high ping. So it feels really, really phenomenal, actually. Everybody who's saying that playing low ping is going to mess with Sandrock and it's going to mess with the SAM teams has either never played with high ping themselves, or they're just Reddit armchair analysts spewing copium about why their favorite team is going to be the best. And these high ping minor regions are going to be terrible. Because yeah, it doesn't make any problems at all. One of the other biggest misconceptions about high ping is, some people say high ping only affects your mechanics and it only affects your ability to read, and it doesn't affect your rotation. that is also completely untrue. Playing on high ping has a big effect on your rotation, because sometimes you see the ball going one way, you turn to rotate in that direction, then the ball changes its mind, it goes the other way, now you're out of position. So when you're playing on high ping, you're out of position a lot, all the time. And sometimes you move forward because you see your teammate winning a 50-50, or you see a bounce going in a certain direction, and then suddenly the ball changes its mind and it's gone the other way, and now you're out of position again. So you can actually end up out of position constantly when you're playing on high ping. Looks like Ground Zero have sniped the orange team here. Is that another elaborate own goal? No! Elaborate team play and defense from Ground Zero. Not for you, since you take forever to react to the ball. That's really good. If your brain also has high ping, then you can play on high ping servers without any issues. Yeah, realize SRG gets like 80 to 100. I think Senzo used to get worse, and now he's starting for SRG. He usually gets like 100 to 120. Ahmad was like 80 to 100, and then Khaled was like pretty much 80 every time. Khaled had a really good connection compared to other Middle East players. What's considered high ping? Usually around about the time that the ping turns yellow. You know, 100 is where the ping turns yellow. When you're getting close to 100, you're getting pretty close to high ping. Then when you're getting close to like 150, you're getting into the very high ping territory where it's completely unplayable. And then 200 is a joke. Like, playing with 200 ping is not even, you're not even playing Rocket League anymore. It's a different game. So yeah, 100 is high. 150 is really high. 200 is totally unplayable. Didn't JNats beat Taurus on 225 ping? I don't know about that, but I'd love to hear about it. What was that? And yeah, this is live. Ground Zero looked pretty good early in this matchup, but I think G2 have just realized that as long as they're fast to every second ball, they're not going to have many issues in this matchup, because that's when Ground Zero are trying to commit to every play. They're just, every time there's a 50-50, every time the ball pings into the middle, they try and get there as fast as possible. So as long as you also have somebody ready to cover the first option, that's pretty much it. That's when the attack will fizzle for GZ. They don't have that consistent pressure. It's always just one quick flurry in offense, and then they're right back into their half. Yeah, Senzo played a 300 ping in Sunless recent video, that's true. Subliminal RL, thanks to the 2-month Prime, and also AD Goes with the brand new Prime, welcome. You can also have ping, and you can also have ghost hits and stuff with much lower ping, because there's other things as well besides ping that affect your connection quality. But I don't know all of the ins and outs of that, to be honest. All I know is that if you turn on the connection notifications and the big packet loss thing pops up, you're probably not going to have a good time. How's it looking? It's looking a lot better for G2, Jazzo, now that they've decided to start challenging the ball instead of giving GZ free reign at the edge of the box. Yeah, not even a problem for Chicago. Full control there. It's pretty tough for the third man of GZ to ever commit to an offensive play, because the first man of GZ doesn't usually get back very quickly. So the rotations are quite slow. They kind of just go all in and attack on with the first two players. And that's, in my opinion, a boost efficiency problem for them. Like, very often you'll see first man of Ground Zero just try and center the ball or take a shot or go for an individual outplay, and then they land completely out of boost or very nearly out of boost with no momentum. And then when the second man also goes in, the third man can't commit because he knows both of his teammates are out of the game for an extended period of time. Phenomenal by Dries. Oh, deserved to be on target. Excuse me. Okay, it is now. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm summarizing, obviously. I'm summarizing, but from what you can glean from a scrim, you can only really glean strategical stuff, like I've been saying, in mechanical, not really how a matchup is going to go. Yeah, what I can see from Ground Zero is that they are quite happy to use all of their boost for half of a chance on net. They're not very patient waiting for a really good chance to score. They kind of think, okay, look at that. It's a 50-50. Let's use all of our boosts and go for that. I think they really need to start being disciplined with their boost if they're going to be able to compete with the top EU and NA teams on LAN. Yeah, we're starting to see G2 just control every game. They're a lot more patient. They're a lot more efficient. Yeah, as for G2, we can't really learn too much about them from this stream because they're not really being tested too much. And also because this is their first day since arriving in Sweden, so they're probably not going to play their A game anyway. So we're pretty much just like trying to learn about Ground Zero here. I think you'd learn a lot more about G2 starting tomorrow versus EU teams. That's when you could really see, okay, what's G2 all about here? Because they're just a bit too mechanical right now for Ground Zero. Lovely shot by JNaps. Very nice. Yeah, realize, when do you guys get into Sweden, by the way? Rise, thanks for the brand new Prime. And Reg, oh, thanks for the 65-month. Reg JU, that's one of my OG subs. He is Australian. Hope you're proud of your boys. A little bit of a backflip there on the goal line. Stream Realize Scrim, he asked. December 3rd. Yeah, I'll stream some Realize Scrims. If I can. Oh wait, no, you arrive on December 3rd? Well, maybe I can. I bought a laptop that's going to be good enough to stream, just so that I could stream from the hotel if the internet is good enough. So hopefully the internet at the hotel in Sweden is good enough that I can stream there as well. I don't know if teams will want their scrims to be streamed that close to the event, but I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, because right now the way Rocket League is played in 3v3, you can actually just stream all your scrims and teams still might not learn anything about you because you could just be like purely practicing mechanics in scrims and trying to like you know, get some replays about what other teams are doing. Sweden, good internet. Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's why I decided to buy a good laptop. These NA players are so much faster. It's like I said earlier, when Ground Zero have boost, when they have 100 boosts available, they're pretty much able to get to the ball as quickly as G2 do. Like, it's not like Ground Zero are slow aerialing. It's not like they're positioning way too defensively and they're not getting to the ball fast enough. When they've got 100 boosts, they look fine. They're getting to the ball with no problems. But the issue is that G2 are doing that without using all of their boosts, and they're actually able to recover a whole lot faster on when they're making plays in offense. Oh, Amphis versus Chicago. Nice shot there by Amphis. Our EU server's just laggy. This might just be a bad one. I mean, I've not played a whole lot since the new update, but maybe you got a bad server here, Jazzo. I don't know. We don't see the lag on the spectator client. But yeah, if you get banding, I would suggest remaking. I just saw in front of the net. Oh, I probably looked away at the worst possible moment. But another thing is, like, when you're spectating, you can't really see what the players see. So I never, you know, if I see a ghost hit or something on the spectator client, I can't assume that that's actually happened in the lobby, because spectator client sees a totally different game sometimes. GZ commit a lot for very, very low percentage stuff. I think that might be like the biggest takeaway from this, actually, is because, you know, noticing something like a team looks less efficient mechanically, that's not really a problem that you can address too much over the course of a week, or even over the course of 2 weeks. So, you know, a bootcamp doesn't really fix that. It will, of course, give you great practice so you can grind those mechanics and try and improve, but I think the biggest takeaway from this, and the most important thing for GZ to work on, is just stop fully committing for stuff that is not working. It's like just not gonna work most of the time. So why throw yourself at it, you know? That was a good air dribble there by Torsos, though. Yeah, the spectator client is behind by half a second. Has Dries ever played Rocket League on a setup that wasn't at his home? Or is this the first time that he's played in a different location, Jazzo? Do I think G2 are faster than Sandrock Gaming? Well, it's hard to say based on this, because this has not been a very fast-paced series at all. This has been quite a positional series from G2, but I mean, I would guess no. I don't think that G2 would be faster than Sandrock, just because Sandrock are really, really quick. That's what they do. I don't think anybody's faster than Sandrock, to be honest. NRG are probably the fastest team. NRG or FaZe are probably fastest in NA. Probably FaZe, actually. Yeah, I'd say FaZe are probably the fastest, but they don't really position very aggressively. Neither do NRG, so you don't get to see just a really dominant, fast playstyle from either of them, as much as you would Sandrock Gaming, who play really, really high up the field and extremely quickly. So G2 play pretty high up the field, but they're actually quite calculated and patient these days. I feel like they've found a really good balance with their playstyle, because they used to get caught out a lot, being out of position too much. Now they've kind of toned it down. LBP, I am going to be streaming Furia versus Endpoint right after this, yeah. So there's probably going to be one more game, and then I'm going to be hopping into Furia Endpoint. I actually asked CJ if you guys had a scrim after that one, and he said no. I think you guys have got a gap in your schedule, if I'm not mistaken. So this should be the last game of this scrim session. G2 are currently on a 4-game winning streak. It was 2-0 G2, then Ground Zero won the 3rd game, and now G2 have won 4 straight. I would love to see more fake challenges out of Ground Zero, because I don't think I've seen a single fake challenge. Correct me if I'm wrong. G2 are faster than FaZe? I don't think so, but they're a whole lot more aggressive than FaZe, so they look faster a lot of the time because they're just closer to the ball. FaZe are super defensive with their positioning, so even though they're faster than any other team, they just don't go, in my opinion. They just do nothing. Yeah, I think Ground Zero, or maybe they've just chalked this one. they might have just chalked this one. What about Peak BDS? Are they faster? BDS are pretty quick, but yeah, they're kind of like in the G2 boat. You know, they're very, very fast, but they're also just super aggressive positioning. So I don't think that they're as fast. I think Sandrock are just faster than anybody, to be honest. Sandrock, FaZe are really quick. I think, you know, Dignitas are really fast actually for EU. Faster than BDS these days, but the reason Dignitas are kind of destroying everybody apart from Endpoint is Not because of their speed, it's because they're really, really good at playing with the low boost. But yeah, top 3 fastest teams, I'd probably say FaZe, Dignitas, Sandro Gaming, in no particular order. That's good, like that from Tarsos. See, just moving forward, pressuring the ball, getting close to the play without taking yourself out of the game. Now infield pass is wide open for Amphis. That was a much more patient play from Ground Zero. Hey, there we go. This is exactly what we need to see from them. Just pressure the ball without taking yourself out of the game. Save your boost for a better opportunity, and it does actually work out for them in the long run. It doesn't, it doesn't look like that fake challenge from Tarsos was important for that, or it might not look like that fake challenge from Tarsos was important for that whole play, but actually it was, because he saves his boost, and that means he can get a play to outplay another G2 player. Do I think Sandrock will beat G2? I don't think so. I think G2 are looking really solid right now. They're out boot camping already in Sweden. If G2 didn't go out early, if they were just coming out last minute, I think I might even predict Sandrock to beat them, just because Dree's jet lag could be an issue as a US West player. But G2 have done the smart thing. They're out early. I think they've given Dree's time to adjust. I'm not sure how true this is, but I remember reading somewhere that you need like 1 day to adjust for 1 hour time zone. So if you're moving 8 time zones, 9 time zones, because it's actually Sweden, not UK, 9 time zones like Drees is, then you should give yourself 9 days. So G2 arrived yesterday. This is day 1, and we're on a Tuesday. So day 2 would be Wednesday, day 3 would be Thursday, 4 would be Friday, and then the games for the LAN don't start until next Wednesday, so that'll be another 5 days. So I think, yeah, G2 have given themselves enough time for Drees to adjust here. They've timed this well. Yeah, you can shift it about 1 hour every night. So for OCE players to be out this early, because they have actually moved pretty much, I think 11 or 12 hours, maybe 10. They need that extra time as well. They need like 10 or 11 days. You don't understand why more teams didn't get there earlier? Yeah, I'm surprised that so many teams are coming out very last minute from across the Atlantic. I thought that teams like NRG, teams like FaZe, not the touch that Tarsos wanted there. Yeah, I thought that all the NA teams would try and come out maybe a couple of days early. But it does take a lot to organize these boot camps, and probably the players didn't want to go. Yeah, they don't boot camp for like online stuff, but I thought maybe they would for the first LAN in 2 years, I thought they might treat this a bit different. I don't think there would be really any point of boot camping in the US for NRG or FaZe. I'm not surprised that they're not boot camping in the US, but I would have expected them to just travel early to Sweden. Just get out a couple of days early, maybe even 3 days early. Even if you're not going to play any Rocket League or Scrim when you get there, just being on location and adjusting to that part of the world is pretty important. NRG thought they wouldn't be allowed to? Oh, really? Wouldn't be allowed to in what sense? They thought they wouldn't be allowed to boot camp and then actually go to the hotel? That's a good shot by Drees. Ground Zero were pressing up. They were trying to be aggressive there at the end to get a late comeback, but sometimes when you do that, you do end up losing a goal. Interesting kickoff. Ground Zero tried this a couple of times. You're trying to go for a big win to the side boost. Usually that's something you'll see like freestylers do. They'll just do a fast kickoff to the side and then send somebody in that direction. Express has tried it a couple of times, just trying to block the ball in that way. It's going to be tough to do with any kind of consistency. But GG's. Thanks to these teams again for letting me sit in on this and letting the Rocket League scene see some behind the scenes of G2 and Ground Zero going into this weekend. Yeah, Ground Zero just not efficient enough, not mechanical enough to caused G2 too many problems. It's like I said at the start of the series, Ground Zero were actually looking pretty good. They were coming at G2 a bit faster in second man position than G2 were anticipating. And that caught G2 off guard a couple of times. They're like, wait, why is there already somebody here? But then as soon as they realized, okay, all we need to do is survive that second man coming in, we're good. Because their third man can never commit to attack because it's just way too risky, because the first two players of Ground Zero are just out the game as soon as they commit. They're just completely committed.